This is what happens
You
when
don't know
you
how to
steal
count.
You're gonna end up shipping our back with apology notes, okay? I'll put a $100,000 reward out, which reminds me, I'm now putting out a $250,000 reward since I was like 10 years old. I've always wanted to get my dad's skid loader back.
Call off the missiles, I'll do anything!
Too late.
My dad had a John Deere 250 skid loader.
15 years too late.
Still a $250,000 reward. I will not be letting those people off easy. If you're the one who stole my dad's skid loader, it's a John Deere 250 with this VIN number here. If you're the one that stole that, if you come forward and apologize right now, I won't have to put out a $250,000 reward to find you. Let's make it $300K. It's been a month. No one's found it yet. $300,000 reward for anyone who finds this $20,000 skid loader.
Yeah, the skid steer, the John Deere 250.
Yeah, it was stolen 15 years ago from my dad.
Well, that's weird because it's been on property since 99.
Hello everyone, welcome back. I don't even know what this channel is anymore, but somehow I'm on my way to Manhattan, Kansas with $15,000 cash to buy my dad's skid loader back, supposedly. This is a whole lovely storyline with a bunch of interesting twists and turns that I think everyone's gonna wanna follow along with here. My dad, when I was 7 years old, 15 years ago, had his skid loader stolen, and it was his only piece of equipment. It's like on the job site. You know, he had insurance on it, so they covered it. But ever since then, I realized that I might actually have the means to get it back. That kind of, ever since that, like, because it was when I was so young and that happened, and I was like, dude, you have to be like a really trashy person to do that. You gotta be really trashy to go steal someone's stuff, especially like if they're on a job site like that. Like, I saw my dad, like, he would see skid loaders that looked like it in people's yards, and he'd be like driving up and I'm not asking about them and stuff, and I'm like, this sucks. I'm like, this is absolutely stupid. Like, this guy should go to prison for the rest of his life and cry in misery. So I actually have the means to track this trail all the way back 15 years ago to the person who did this. People. I feel like I have enough information to do it. I know I do. People are motivated, interestingly enough, unfortunately by money at this point, which I realized I made a slight mistake, which we'll get into. But yeah, right now we're on our way to Kansas to go buy it back, hopefully. And that'll start, hopefully that'll start the trail back to the original thieves. Like, there's a lot of, if you don't follow this all the way through, you're not going to know how we came across this. So I'm just going to lay it all out in the timeline that I found it, and then everyone's on the same page, because it's like a pretty interesting story, to be honest. The last time, in the last video, you have to watch how I caught the guy stealing my stuff, but I just got pictures of him pretty much, and then tracked him down by the way he looked. So that was pretty simple to catch, but this is 15 years ago now. So there's a lot more involved in trying to catch someone like this. But basically, I posted this video, and within probably a week, I started getting like tons of people, and they'll send like fake auction listings of like the exact VIN number, and I'm like, okay, first of all, the VIN that is in the reward is posted with a 350, and the skid loader stolen was a 250. I accidentally made that typo, but what that did was it automatically narrowed down all the smart people that were looking for it. So only like smart people were able to figure out that it was actually a 250 that was stolen, even though I didn't even specify that. Within about a week, I get a bunch of people sending me like skid loaders that they think is it, and it's like, you know, okay, here's this skid loader, it's not even a 250. I'm like, okay, that's not it. Like, fake claims and stuff. People just want people just want the money, like, I guess, trying to get my attention. And then one day, someone sends me this YouTube video that got like 5,000 views in 20 minutes. And I clicked on it. I was like, you know, I got a little bit of time here. I'll just see what's out. I'll see, like, maybe this guy happened to find something. And he actually found something. So I watched the video all the way through. It's like a 10-minute video, and it took 10 minutes for this guy to like explain how he found this skid loader. He seems really smart. I'll play the video for you guys here, and I'll just let you guys watch it right now to see what you think so that you guys are in the loop as well.
So I watched this video this morning about this YouTuber whose dad unfortunately had his skid steer taken from him back in 2007, and he's looking for some help finding it. So I did some searching this morning, and I think I might have found the stolen skid steer. So I'm going to explain my search process, how I arrived at the skid steer I found on the internet, and explain to you my theory of why I think it's the same one. So to start things off, this VIN has a couple issues. O's aren't used in VINs, so this needs to be a 0, and this 3 needs to be a 2 to match the model name. So if we use a VIN decoder and plug in the one in the video, it tells us the same info, that the 3 and the O are invalid. So I'll just go ahead and fix both of those problems, decode it again, and the error goes away. We still have one for this message, but I think it's basically just saying it's not a 17-digit VIN. John Deere used to use 13-digit VINs. So this number here is actually our starting point for the stolen skid steer. So I started by searching by the model year, 1999, and this string here. This is like their model code portion of the VIN that tells you it's a John Deere 250. So this is the search I used on Google, KV0250A, and if you put things in quotes in Google, it's basically saying like it needs to include that information to give you a result. So since we knew it was a 99 and that, you can see we've got a pretty nice, concise amount of search results to pick through. So really what I started doing is just looking for all the auction site ones here. And if you click on the first one up here, it shows this, it's missing a front loader and, you know, whatever. So basically I opened all of these and started comparing the VINs to try to find one that was the same or similar. And what I found is this one. So that's this guy, this 1999 John Deere 250. It's on this auction site. The auction was closed in 2017, sold in Kansas. So not terribly far away from where the skid steer would have originally been taken from. Kind of believable they could go a couple states over. And the VIN isn't the same, but the VIN is very similar. And the reason I think this might be the skid steer is this picture. Whoops, this guy. I have a bigger version of it here. Okay, so this is where the VIN plate should be on a 1999 John Deere 250. And you can pretty clearly see it's been removed. You can see the lines of the faded paint where it once was. The 2 rivets are pretty telling. This is an example from another model, just to show you how it looks, how it would have come from the factory. So that's what should be here. And clearly someone's removed that, and they've replaced it with this really poorly etched on VIN here. And you can tell someone did this by hand because it's not level. The spacing is all wacky. So this is probably done by some, like, I don't know, someone with some hand device. I think you can get these etching tools for a reasonable amount of money if you're like some small-time crime person. So it's not out of the realm of possibility for someone to do this themselves. So yeah, the mismatched VINs, let's talk about that. So if you were to steal a piece of equipment and you wanted to sell it, you'd have to change the VIN, right? Because the VIN is probably going to be reported as stolen from the person who had it stolen from them. So you've got to figure out, how do you change the VIN and try to make it seem like it's legit? Which, I don't know how anyone thinks this is legit, but we'll play ball. So we can't change KV0250A because that is specific to a 1999 John Deere 250. That is not something you can lie about. So that takes those out of the running for being able to modify. The next 6 digits here, the 151795, that's the specific number for your skid steer. So that would be unique to each one. And for 1999 models, I couldn't find any that started with a 2 because I think these are done sequentially. So that takes that 1 out of the running as well. And we're left with 51795. So if you're a thief, you've got to change one of these. And my theory is that they changed this 7 here to a 1. Because think about it, if you need to make a believable story, I think you could argue that someone with bad handwriting or someone with bad eyesight, I don't know, made a clerical issue and thought this one was a 7 or vice versa. Because if you take like a 5 or, I don't know, a 9, they aren't really great candidates to fool people with. So yeah, I think what they did is took the stolen VIN, changed that 7 to a 1, and then resold it. So now that the VIN theory has been explained, let's talk about the missing VIN plate. Let's ignore the fact that, like, let's say we knew this VIN was legit somewhere. There is no reason to remove a VIN plate, and there's a reason that they're riveted on, because they're not supposed to be removed, they're not supposed to be serviced. So someone has removed this for, I don't know. Why would you remove a VIN plate? There's really no explanation for doing that. There's no rationale for that. The only thing I could think of is if the number was so worn that you wouldn't be able to read it. I did see some that, you know, had scuffs and scrapes, and I know these are construction equipment, so they're gonna get beat up, right? But why would you remove the plate? Why would you not put it here or here or here to make it not seem sketchy, right? The other thing to mention is that you can see there's scuffs all over here, right? It's beat up. There's all sorts of crud in the etching. So this is clearly, it's been like this for a while, which sort of makes sense because it was stolen in 2007. So if this is true, they probably would have done this shortly after. So yeah, you can tell this has been like this for a while. Going back to the auction listing, the other thing that I think makes this one suspicious is the fact that the hour meter is inoperable. And usually, like, vehicles that have broken hour meters or broken odometers are pretty sketchy, you know, whether someone's lying about how much it's been used or, you know, it's been stolen. So I don't know about, maybe it was like a defect with these models, maybe it's a legitimate problem, but I think it's a little suspicious. The other thing to note is the problems this has. So let's see, counterweights, tires, charging system inoperable, no front door, parking brake inoperable, arms catch from going down, unit must be jump started, will not start on its own, and there's no front loader. So someone hasn't really cared for this too well. And usually, like, things aren't worth too much to you if they're stolen, so it's reasonable to think like this wouldn't be a very well maintained vehicle because it was stolen and sold for a pretty cheap price. Yeah, I think that's pretty much my case, and I sent this to Whistle and Diesel, but I figured the best way to get his attention might be to post a video in hopes that he can look through these photos. Maybe they recognize some damage or a sticker, I don't know, something that's gonna like point them towards this being the one that they're looking for. And if this is the one, hopefully it could be used as a starting point to find the skid steer itself, you know, follow the paper trail between 2017 and now. And then it might be a long shot, but start following the paper trail to see who might have sold this thing to the auction in the first place. But there is a 10-year gap between this, so it's also reasonable to think there could be one or multiple owners between 2007 and 2017.
I watched that video all the way through and I'm like, yeah, that's probably it. He's explaining how the VIN isn't original, the plate is etched off, the hour meter's been tampered with, the arms catch when going down, which is really fishy because they didn't catch when going down before. Like, a lot of stuff that's just a little bit off about this skid loader. Like, there's just, it's not quite right. I messaged this guy and we talked about every little bit of information. So we kind of think that VIN was changed. It also makes sense that the hour meter was changed, being that the hour meter doesn't match my dad's loader, because my dad's had like 1,800 hours on it, and this one has 1,100 hours, but it's like really beat up. It says in the auction listing, the arms catch when going down. So that's the boom that the bucket is mounted to. It catches the cab. It scrapes the cab when going up and down. Like the most important part of the skid loader rubs on the metal, which obviously isn't normal. That's not something that happens. Like you don't buy a piece of equipment and like the huge metal parts collide with each other. So I text my mom because she takes pictures of absolutely everything. Like she has pictures from 2002, and so she has pictures of the skid loader 15 years ago that was stolen, like the exact loader. She can only dig up one for now. And you can see the timestamp on it here. It's February 13th, 2007. So a couple months before it was stolen here. And you can see my dad here, he's plowing snow. And I send this to the guy, and I'm comparing the pictures. We're comparing the pictures, and we're like, yeah, it looks like it, but unfortunately the handles on the boom are angled opposite directions. So my dad's had them like angled in, and this one has them angled out. And I'm like, sorry man, like that's not it. It had the handles angled in. And then he's like, did you see the weird welding job they did on the boom? This machine has auxiliary hydraulics, but it's kind of weird that the auxiliary hydraulics are mounted to this freaking jank piece of like 12 gauge steel that's bent at a 90-degree angle and like welded on and still like really rusty there. Like the worst welding job you've seen. That's not factory. Like the boom wouldn't catch going down, and the auxiliary hydraulics aren't just welded on there with a thin piece of steel there. I saw that and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is probably still my dad's skid loader. The VIN, the boom, the hour meter. So I feel like that's enough red flags right there. So like he did sort through a lot of stuff here. Like this guy put in some work to find this. You can tell that he's smart by this video. And I'm like, okay, the next step to do here, we have to find out where the current buyer is at. We have to figure out like where the loader's at now, because the next step is to find the loader, look for the actual VIN somewhere on there, and then we have to trace it back to follow the paper trail back to the person who stole it, pretty much, the original seller. So part of finding the buyer from Purple Wave is to get the paperwork from Purple Wave Auctions, which isn't public. So I tell the guy, I'm like, we're both talking, we're like, okay, somehow we have to get this paperwork. We have to find out who the current owner is. And he's like, maybe they'll give it up. Like maybe we could talk to Purple Wave and they would give us the information. About 2 days later, I get tagged in another YouTube video. People start tagging me like a lot more in this new YouTube video that someone made. I see this video titled, Whistling Diesel, I found your stolen skid steer. Please like and subscribe for more videos to come. Which now has 300,000 views in 7 days.
Let's get to the chase of this. I have found Cody's dad's skid steer. Let me start off by saying I'm a heavy equipment dealer. I buy and sell heavy equipment and used trucks. And I have some resources that most people wouldn't have. I kind of have like Carfax for heavy equipment. So I was able to take the VIN number and put it in to the decipher and actually pull up the VIN number that I found a few mistakes on. Once I was able to get the correct VIN number, it immediately popped up that it was stolen. I have reached out to Whistling Diesel for the last 2 days with no response. I have everything. This isn't a joke. I'll forward you the information however you want. The auction house, the authorities, everybody's already been contacted.
This is this guy's explanation on how he found the mysterious VIN number.
Everybody wants to know, how'd I do it? How'd I find Cody's dad, Whistling Diesel's stolen skid steer? Well, let's dive right into it. Unique serial number. Simple Google search. Pulls up, oh, this guy. Sold right close to Cody's house. VIN number. Don't take a rocket scientist. What's this? Looks like some crackhead took a Harbor Freight stamping tool for their tools, they decided to change the 1 to a 7. How brilliant.
How brilliant.
Really?
And then I get a hold of him and I'm like, hey man, how'd you know that the VIN was different? How'd you find out that it was 1 digit different? How'd you find out that the 7 was actually a 1 or the 1 was actually a 7? He's like, he says John Deere's VIN decoder, if you enter it in, it kicks it out. It kicks out the fake VIN number. It doesn't come up as a real VIN because that VIN doesn't exist. So he's saying that's how he found out that it was a 7. But it wouldn't show you what the new digit would be. You have to find the fake digit to know what that would be. Like John Deere, their VIN decoder isn't going to tell him what number it actually is. They're going to tell him what number it's not.
Purple Wave Auction. How you doing today, ma'am? I'm looking for a stolen skid steer. Here's the VIN number that I have, and it cross-referenced to the VIN number that y'all sold quite a few years back. Could you please send me the information on that? Thanks. I hope this information helps. Be sure to cut me in on the reward. Keep me posted.
Keep me posted. You should have cut me in on the reward. Dude literally doxed her so hard right there. Like, she's gonna probably lose her freaking job for that.
Do I want the reward money? Absolutely.
What? Do I want, he's literally, I'm following along in my head. He's like, do I want the reward money? I'm like, oh, he's gonna say like, no, I just hope he gets his dad's skid loader back because that's the right thing to do. Yes, the reward is valid. Like, I'm not done. Absolutely. Dude, we haven't done anything yet. Like, I haven't found anything. This guy jumps the gun so much that everyone knows about the entire story before I have a chance to even go there to look at it. It's not as simple as just jumping on, like, oh, we found it, go get him, go in, boys, like, call the freaking FBI. The entire point of this is motivated not by greed. Like, yes, the reward is there. I'm fine with giving that out. Is the point to get the $300,000 from Whistling Diesel? No. The point is to find the guy who stole from my dad. Should I have to put that out? No, that's wrong. I have to find it. Is it right to accept the money? Sure, because I offered it. Is it right to do it just for the money? No. The point is that it's wrong to steal from people. Just like I gave the $1,500 back to the poor man's wife who stole my stuff. The goal is not to make money. The goal is to show people what's right and what's wrong. Since he supposedly informed the authorities before I've gotten a chance to even drive up and look at it, so hopefully it's not like repossessed by now. I called a friend in Kansas. He lives in Kansas, 2 hours from here. So I'm like, hey man, supposedly this golf course on the paperwork that Miller gave me, it was sold to a golf course in Kansas. So he sent someone up there to look, and I guess it was dark, and he's like, he walked around. He's like, yeah, I walked around all the buildings there, and they had the light on in one of the maintenance shops. And he's like, yeah, I saw a John Deere 250 in there, and they're working on it right now. We're driving as fast as we can to Kansas. I have $15,000 here. They bought it for $6,600. The goal is to buy this thing back for as little money as possible. If all goes right, we're gonna pull off this VIN plate that they hopefully forgot to change the VIN on, and we're gonna verify that it's my dad's. And then we're gonna drive back home with my dad's skid loader. On the night of August 17th, 19th, 2007, there was a tornado watch, or tornado warning, and this freaking huge storm came through like our backyard. And my dad was building a house down the road at this intersection of 31 and 10, I think it was. And the skid loader's parked out back, like behind the house, so you can't really see it. So we're assuming someone saw it, the person who stole it, saw it every day, like driving by while we were using it. And they planned this out to get it when it was raining. So the next morning, my dad goes to work, the skid loader's gone, and there's tire tracks everywhere, like in that yard. One of them was a dually, and the other one, I forget if he said it was a dually or a single wheel, but 2 trucks were there, which would explain how they were able to swap the boom and everything so easily and load it up that night. Obviously, they had a trailer, so they had some equipment, but they had trucks and trailers. And the other truck, my dad was sure was there to pick up his cargo trailer, but they couldn't because they got stuck. So they weren't able to pull his trailer out because it was too muddy, but they did load up the skid loader. So the keys on those are supposedly universal. So they probably bought they brought the key from the 250 that they already stole to steal the other 250. So they already had the one they pulled the parts off of. They took that key, put it in my dad's skid loader, started it, drove it right on the trailer. I don't know why the hell they still use universal keys for equipment. I think that's a horrible idea. It defeats the purpose of a key. All like heavy equipment dealers use that. Like my new excavator comes with CAT keys that you can go buy at CAT. Like it's like going to Walmart and buying a key for like a 2006 Silverado. Like, I kind of want that truck there in the parking lot. Let me go buy a McLaren key and to go take that McLaren. Like, it's not a very good idea. And heavy equipment costs more than a McLaren, so I don't know why they're still doing that. But they took a universal key, drove it onto the trailer, and took it. Yeah, he got there the next day, noticed it was gone. He called the cops. They came out there and they're like measuring the footprints with a ruler and stuff. And my dad's like, yeah, they're not gonna get it back. I remember hearing that story at like, when I was 7 years old. It frustrates me. Thank you very much, and I will see you all in Manhattan, Kansas.
How do you feel?
I'm nervous. I wonder if they know I'm coming, because I feel like this is kind of a big story.
They sense it.
So it's in one of these buildings, honestly. Yeah, it's like right here.
Doesn't look like a golf course.
Yeah, he said it was in like a maintenance building. I'm just gonna walk up and look in the window. It's right here. So we got some cars here. It's in there, I think. Okay, hopefully it didn't see us, but showtime. We have a limited amount of time before they catch on and figure out what's going on here. Got our body cam here, that way they can't tell us to not record.
I thought we was going to be chasing together. I didn't think it was going to be in this nice neighborhood.
It's close to you too. Yeah, I know. It's like really nice area.
I'm expecting like pit bulls,
I know.
barbed wire fence.
Anyways, I'm Cody. It's nice to finally meet you.
Well, a private owner,
problem.
you could talk to somebody that was actually in charge of it.
I know.
The
This
problem
is
with this is you're going to run into just
bunch
like
of employees
management.
that don't know.
and-
Yeah,
Exactly.
he posted everything. So he jumped the gun big time. So I'm hoping no one here knows yet. I came up here as soon as that happened.
On Bobcats and Caterpillars, if we pull off the drive motor plate,
Oh, it's on there.
it should be on the bottom of the belly pan.
Well, let's hope that they're pretty chill.
Yeah.
If not, I'm not leaving today without it. If it's my dad's, I'm not leaving. I don't care.
Give it to us!
Sold 15 years ago, so
Dude, like the thing about it is if you actually track it down,
it's gonna be insane.
it's insane.
Like this whole story. Like
Yeah.
already there's a huge so yeah, I guess we'll just follow you down this. Hi, my name's Cody. Oh, sorry. Cody. Looking for about 15 years ago, my dad had his skid loader stolen. I have word that it might be here at the golf course, and we're hoping to maybe look at it and see if it might be my dad's skid loader. A couple of days ago, someone saw a 250 here, so that's why I'm asking, because they saw it in the shop. Yeah, we're just wondering if there's any way we could like at least look at it, because it's been 15 years, and we're just like really trying to track it
Yeah,
down.
I mean, you can look at the only one we got, but it's brand new.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, let me get some.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a 326 now. We used to have an older one.
Yeah. Because
I don't know if I have any.
there's none in the shop now.
We can go talk to Matt.
Okay.
He might know where. Matt, where'd you buy our old skid steer from?
I think it was with John Deere, Van Wall.
Yeah, it was sold at Purple Wave Auction in 2017, and then
Yeah, that's the
paperwork-
one we had. Yeah, we sold it with Purple Wave to someone else.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know where the golf course got it when they bought it.
I see what you're saying.
But I sold that one. We sold that one while I was here
Okay.
to somebody. I don't know who.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
We bought it from Van Wall. Yeah, the skid steer, the John Deere 250.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was stolen 15 years ago from my dad.
Well, that's weird because it's been on property since '99.
On this property.
The one that was sold, that we sold, the Purple Wave.
It was a 250.
Yeah, John Deere 250.
So you sold it in 17. So you must have had it 99 to 17. Wait, 99.
1999.
Because it was.
You want the serial number?
Yeah, what's the VIN come up on that one?
KVO
Yeah.
250
Yeah.
A15 1195.
Yeah. Because it was. You can see where the VIN plate was removed and the new one was etched in. So that's where we were thinking it was fishy. Because my dad's had a 795 on the end.
Yeah.
So when you look up the 195, it doesn't come up as an actual VIN.
Yep. We bought it brand new in 99, 2000.
Really? So I'm guessing this picture was taken here then to sell it to Purple
Yeah,
Wave.
that's us back there.
Okay, I see.
Yep.
Any information on who might have it now, you think?
We sold it on Purple Wave,
Purple
and
Wave,
beyond
so
that,
they
I
would
have
know,
no
yeah.
idea.
Okay. Sweet. All right, well, thanks for your
Yep.
time. I appreciate
Sorry,
it very
guys.
much. No problem.
Yep.
So they sold it, or
They're claiming to be the original buyer new, and they sold it in 17.
the original buyer knew, and
They're claiming they bought it in 99. They have the paperwork, but they said they sold it in 17. But I wonder why the VIN that they have doesn't come up as a valid VIN number, and it's scraped off.
But they have the paperwork. They bought it new.
They're saying they bought it new, and he said this guy came here and said, "Yeah, we don't have that. We sold it a long time ago." And he's
Dom specifically said they had a 250 here. He said he looked in there and it was a John Deere 250 right inside that.
A 250.
He said it was a 250. He said he looked in there and he's like he looked at that second window right there. He said I couldn't see very good. It's dirty as shit. He's like I looked in there.
Did you think they were acting a little fishy? Weren't they?
Yeah.
He said he looked right in that window and he said there's a yellow skid loader John Deere 250, and I didn't tell him what model number it was. I'm like, just go look, see if there's a John Deere skid loader up there.
They were acting really like standoffish.
Yeah, no one
Because they were all.
those records real quick.
Yeah, I did.
This skid loader 2 years ago, and it would take me a month to find the records. Maybe they're more organized than I am, but no.
He like came out with a binder right away. He's like you can see here.
Oh, you're here for that?
The paperwork goes back.
We don't have it. They're right here. Gone.
Yeah, like
He's like this.
you know they're all in there looking out that fucking window. Right?
It's gone. Yeah, I don't know where it went. Dude, yeah. And
There's no way that doesn't make sense. It says right here. I don't know how they could come up with that they were the seller.
Well, actually, hold on, wait. Oh, this is the invoice from Purple Wave.
Yeah, look, but it says 6,600. You think that's it?
That's the dude's got it. That place, Ponca City, Oklahoma.
How far away is that?
3 hours.
Guess we're going to Oklahoma.
I bet you that multiple people have stopped by here.
Here already.
Because if the guys already have the paperwork out, he's like, it's not here.
That was weird. I asked if anyone had called or anything, and he said no.
Worst case scenario, we just end up in Texas where it's warm.
It's in South America.
Yeah. Oh, Guatemala. We good.
Yeah, it's governed at 130. It just does 130. Quite ready yet. Free pickle bar. Hopefully they're respectable. Oh, I see him. Oh, I just got done hiding a skid loader.
The destination is on your left. Arrived.
Hey. I take it you know me.
I recognize your face.
Okay. Nice to meet you. I'm Cody. Hi, I'm Cody. So I don't know if you know why we're around here or not.
Yeah, I seen all the videos.
Okay,
I
okay.
sent you an Instagram message.
Oh, really?
but
Okay.
I didn't get nothing back, so.
Some guy thinks he found my dad's stolen skid loader and tracked it back and thinks that it's here. So we're just trying to like follow the trail back and see, you know, we stopped at the golf course. I guess you bought it from them?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're claiming they bought it new.
That's what they told me too, and I mean.
Okay. 'Cause, yeah, they bought it new, but the thing is that the VIN isn't coming up under their.
Oh, really?
It's not coming up valid.
Oh,
which
really?
means that it was changed.
Okay.
Which I think is a little fishy. So I mean, obviously, we're not blaming anything.
So
on
did you
anyone.
go to that golf course?
We went there.
That's the
They don't
nicest
have
golf
it.
course I've
Oh, it's
ever
pretty
seen.
nice. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
I'm like, this place ain't gonna buy a stolen skid steer, but
Yeah, no,
maybe.
I don't think so. I mean,
Yeah.
unless it was from auction. But yeah, it makes sense, you know, trying to see if maybe it might be my dad's. So we were wondering if we might be able to take a look at it.
Yeah, we've got it pretty hit out right now, but
Really?
let me go get my
Okay,
phone.
okay, no problem.
No, we've had people all day long. Well, I'll turn you in for 300. I'm like, we didn't even steal it.
Really?
I'm like, no. Oh my god.
Hey, you might not believe this, but Whistling Diesel's at my house and he wants to come look at the skid steer. He's not blaming nobody, he's just like a friendly.
Yeah,
come
no,
look
we're
at
not.
it. As soon as I saw him at the door, I was like, oh my gosh, he's here. He made a long trip. No, I don't think so. All right.
I think there's a chance that they, I think they put this over at their friend's house because they were worried about people coming up and snooping around and like trying to find it for the reward money.
Stamp the VIN on, and then we would put that on there. So if the guys put actual VIN tag on, we put the wrong big tag on the wrong machine. And he sent that to me. He's like, "Hey, you seen this?"
Here's another lighter.
Okay, so that's what a plate would be.
Yeah, the John Deere would stamp the VIN numbers underneath the plate just in case it ever got knocked off.
Yeah, will admit that does kind of look like.
It looks like a machine.
I mean, so that machine like we have at Mertz is handheld.
Yeah, right.
You got to hold
Yeah,
it tight.
yeah.
And if it slips,
For
then
sure.
it
It
does
Kind of rolls
make
a little bit.
Yeah,
things get messed
I mean,
up.
I will admit that does look kind of original. It doesn't look as bad in real life as it did in that picture.
Right. Pulled the covers off the back.
Really?
I could probably flip this up, move it around, get the light, and flip the cab up. I can look under there.
See, this was the only other thing we were talking about, and we were wondering why they did such a bad job welding the auxiliary.
Well, I was at a golf course. So the park brakes didn't work on it, and it rolled down a hill.
Oh, really?
And hit something, and that's how they said the booms got bent. Like, I don't know how
Okay.
yours were bent.
Do you think this is the original boom?
Yeah, I think it's original boom
Because we were wondering why it was scraping the cab.
because it tweaked it
offset.
that way.
Oh,
See, if you look at the reveal here, and then the reveal
I
on the
see.
other
Okay.
side, it had like 1,200 hours on it when we got it. How many does it have now?
here, let me show that. It's showing
13, 14.
13, 14. So yeah, it's working.
Yeah, it worked from the minute we got it. I think
Okay.
they just said it didn't work because it was so low of hours.
Weird. Yeah, they just got a low hour machine.
Right.
But the bolts are kind of You can see where they might have pulled that off.
Well, I had to take that off.
Oh, okay. But yeah, that's not it then. That's not it. I guess we're still looking. Well,
I don't think so.
We narrowed down one of 37,000 or something. So. You good? You can scoot over more.
Oh yeah, my kids all follow you.
Unfortunately, we did not turn up any information. The good news is that there's still $250,000 out there for whoever finds my dad's skid loader. That's only, I should have specified too, that's only if the information leads to the person who stole it. People. I'm after the skid loader, but obviously the main reason is to catch who did it. I'm just gonna post this video. I know it didn't turn up any like really useful information, but I really think that this story shows that if anything, this proves that I'm like really out to find this, and I'm not just joking around about finding this. We drove like, across the country to look for this. So yeah, if you have anything, please let me know. We're probably gonna head to Indiana at the intersection of 331 and 10. Go to the site where it was stolen. We'll probably talk to the police there, see if they have any other information that we forgot about. But I definitely want to specify the reward is for people with factual, good information that leads to the people who stole this, or at least to the exact skid loader. Like this first information we got was really good. If someone else found the thief, then there would have to be kind of a split on the reward. I think what we'll do is we'll still do $300,000 total to find it. But I think there does deserve to be credit for people who find like maybe the loader or the person who stole it. That way there's sort of a way to keep the trail going. For whoever finds the loader itself, I think we'll do half that. And then for whoever finds the people who took it or the trail that leads up to that, we'll do another half. So $150,000 to whoever finds the loader itself, $150,000 again to the same person, even possibly if they find the thief. If the loader leads to the thief, then they would get the $300K. I just want to specify because I am legitimate about the reward, so I want to make sure that everyone knows what's going on with it. I got some news for you on your skid loader story. So they were the seller, and then he shows me he had the paperwork from buying it new in '99. Here, the only way that this could be accurate at all is if the golf course stole it. Which I don't like. That's a huge golf course, dude. It's like really nice.
Yeah, I think that's going way out on a limb. But
Yeah, my dad had it, for years, so it'd be impossible. I'm still looking.
crazy if it was.
I know. Like all that evidence, like kind of led up to it. Wondering, it's possible that maybe the only way this is possible is if the golf course bought it and then sold it to Donald Trump, and then he had it for 2 years, and then sold it to Barack Obama, and then my dad got it. For your time though, do you have a PayPal? I'd like to give you $500 for it, for helping out, at least.
Yeah, I will say no to that. I can give you my Venmo.
Yeah, And then at least, you know, like the time that you did put into it isn't wasted, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, just text me. Yeah, text me what that is. I appreciate it.
Alright, then.
All right, hey, have a good night. All right, see ya.
You too. Bye.
Damn it. I will see you all next time. God. Yeah.
What's up?
Let's try it one more time. Hey, how's it going?
What's going on?
I was just my name's Cody. I was just looking for a skid loader that got stolen from my dad.
Yeah.
We were wondering if that like we had some information. Someone thought that it might be around here, so we just like drove 20 hours to come see if it might be here. So
Yeah, I bought it, but it's